There we go.
There we go. This is bad lighting.
You look all right, man.
Oh, okay.
It looks you look great for a beautiful Sunday morning, my friend. We got here a performance artist, street performer, comedian, philosopher. We got Matthew Silver here. Matthew, thanks so much for joining me, man. I've been like following you and been a fan of you for years, bro. Before I even knew your name, like who you were.
Oh, really?
Do you get that a lot? Do you get like people that, because you're out there, you're in the streets of New York City, and then you're also all over the internet. You're one of those people that goes viral because of some of the things you do out there.
You don't need stuff to love yourself. You don't need stuff to love yourself. You don't need stuff to love yourself.
I mean, I have fun. It was a lot. It was a lot of fun. I guess I'm at that point where I'm disappearing a little bit. But what is that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just had this thing I had to get out of my system, and I did it.
The message is simple, Jamaica. Love here now. Be aware of all the love that's in your life in the present moment, because that's where love is. It's not on some faraway vacation. It's here. It's not in your car. It's not in stuff.
It's in your heart.
It's in your heart.
Now I have another thing that I gotta get out of my system,
Are you like retired from the street performing?
I'm a little burnt out from it. Especially when COVID happened, it was less happier. It was already like a lot of unhappy people because it's a city, and New York City is not. I mean, people are happy, but barely,
Yeah, it's definitely been rough. Yeah, for sure.
And then it got even worse during COVID. So I was like, I was tired of doing the street thing anyway.
How can we teach the entire planet to love himself right now, the entire planet?
Be more like me. Be a man of love, happiness, togetherness, and brethren, all through the village, and you might just be all right. And if you hit plants on environments, you might be better.
Thank you! That was awesome!
It's all about love at the end of the day. And is that something that's obviously stays with you all the time, right?
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's all about love. It's all about the experience. It's about your individual journey. And that equates to love. I mean, I guess by habit, we like to make things more complicated, like enlightenment, right? People like to make it more complicated. They say, no, I got to do a search. I got to keep searching. But everything we have is here with us already, I don't know, like the term love, maybe there's also the term of chi, like energy, or maybe I mean, love is it's a big word, it means a lot of different things,
Love is the answer! Stop by stop! Love is the answer! Stop by stop! Love is the answer!
With a lot of what you do, you kind of try to bring light to that in your own way, in your own style. And that's what I always liked about you. So now I just want to when did you first decide to take your message, to the street? Like, when was that? Like, because I think I started seeing your stuff around 2014, 15-ish online, but I assume you've been doing it before that. Like, when did this idea spark in your head that, hey, I want to go out and I'm going to go on a street corner and I'm just going to do my thing. Like, when did that happen? Take me through that.
2005. I guess I was inspired by like Jackass, Tom Green, David Letterman. They did a lot of outdoor street work, and I saw it as it, you know, inspired me because I saw it as magical. And so I guess I was thinking, like, why don't I just do that without the camera, you know? And it, you know, it took it to a level where people thought I was, because there was no camera, people thought I was crazy. But I don't want people to think I was crazy. Maybe people would think that I'm a magical being or something. But I mean, that's how the first video got viral, because it said words of wisdom by a mentally insane person, you know.
What do you think the meaning of life is?
To live and to live in a mystery and to find purpose and to live in the now. Magic. Now.
I mean, it's funny, but I would never do that intentionally. But because of that video, people thought I intentionally was mimicking an insane person to get famous, and that's not true. I was performing a character that was inspired by me performing on the street over and over again, you know, like that, you know, that in a way that pisses me off, that people would think that I would be so, I don't know. There are a lot of things in this world, and you can, all of a sudden you can say, no, this person's doing that and he's making fun of crazy people, he should be canceled. You know, now we're living, you know,
yeah.
this is like canceled. I don't know.
Right.
Down the line, people are going to see my videos. I don't know if they're going to say, I don't know. You know, I don't know what they're going to say. They're going to say this guy was making fun of crazy. That was not true. I was not making fun of crazy people. I was making fun of the inner child. I was being like an adult man being an inner child. You know, it's just, I don't know.
That's what I always got out of it. I've never.
Right.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I never watched your performing, and I've watched a lot of it, dude. Like I said, I'm a fan, and I watch a lot of it, and I never once ever thought this guy's making fun of mentally challenged people or crazy people or street. I always saw it as a form of performance, that you're the guy on the street telling everybody that the world's going to end and we need love, like embodying that character, but turning it to a positive. And you know, it's just crazy that in these times, that's such a positive message when you're walking around literally with a sign that says love, that you got to, you know, even have thoughts of, hey man, I'm afraid that the cancel culture is going to come and get me.
Yeah, but you know, it's not going to get me. It's more of a, I guess, a internal fear or something. I don't know. I just got myself triggered just now. I'm sorry.
This is an adventure. This is the memory.
And it's good to hear that you know, your take on the character that you created, and I think that it definitely grabs attention, and you always get an audience from the street in that regard, and that's a lot of what you do goes viral because everyone's out there with the phones and they're filming what you're doing, and I think everybody walks away with something after they see you, whether they realize it or not.
Exactly. Yes, that's what I've been told a lot. Like, you know, it's similar for. I mean, that's the same story for everybody. You do something in the world, you don't know how it affects them afterwards. That's the whole thing with like performance art. You know, it's like an afterthought. You know,
Right. Yeah. It's something they think about maybe on the train home or whatever. They'll be like,
or in a year or two later. Or
right.
something.
Yeah. When you first get out there, is there any, have you ever had problems with other performers? Like, hey, that's my corner, or did you have to like find your stake in the street, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, that happened. You know, sometimes it looked like I stole somebody else's corner, or they stole my corner. But I was always very trying to be courteous. And then there was this one time, because I would perform in a Speedo, like underwear.
Yeah.
Um, you know, kids go to the beach, men walk around in a Speedo or whatever. But I mean, I was at a city park, and I was, you know, this one guy had problem with me in a Speedo because there were kids in the park. He said, put on pants, put on pants. I didn't put on the pants, and then he started throwing props at me, and you know, a lot of people were watching it. It was also videotaped. There's a video online. There was this guy who was around that area he was like underground famous at the time. His normal Bob Smith. Do you ever hear of him?
He sounds familiar.
He's like from another era. So he would film it. He would film all the weird things at Union Square. He was specifically oriented to Union Square. And he filmed this whole episode between me and the bully. You know, that was scary because the guy said he was gonna kill me or something. I'm part of the Crips or whatever. Anyway, I kept performing, and then he kept coming, and it was getting closer and closer until finally I decided, okay, he won, because I'm the peaceful guy. I just started performing at Washington Square Park and Astor Cube. And then like a few months later, the guy got arrested for sexually harassing a woman.
See
So
that?
he was gone. So, but what I found out is the people that have the most problems with me are the people who have they have something off with themselves.
Yeah. That's what I would think, because I think like most people would enjoy what you do and the message. But you do have like this a fearlessness about you, this and when you're in character, and this outrageous, shocking style. You know, it borders on the ridiculousness, but yet it has a meaningful message behind it. Do you rehearse, or is it like everything totally improv and like, so when you get to the spot, you just throw out the props and just start going?
Well, I like to think that in the moment, the universe is communicating through me. It's just like it'll enlighten everything that is important to say right now is in the moment. This is the enlightened piece, you know, and that's the same technique I'm using for stand up, open mic stand up. Like I hope that I can get booked for shows, but I'm just going to a bunch of open mics and hoping to make the connections or whatever.
When I feel the energy and I'm dying, and it feels good. There's a lot of energy in dying, right?
Yeah.
But you know, I'm trying to grab new terrain by just doing it in venues rather than performing outside all the time. But
Right on.
It's all in the moment. Sorry, long answer for easy question.
No, it's all good. So yeah, because I think improv, I've kind of watched you know, on the street. Now I know you're hitting the stages more and more and doing stand up. which I think is awesome. I definitely I'm going to get into that too. But for the street stuff, I saw you kind of evolving and getting into like, it looked like little troops, like an improv troupe. And you guys are going around we're doing like sketches and things like that too. So I see there's like a camaraderie, and tell me about some of the people that you've met along the way, and the bonds you made by doing the street performing.
Well, I had the idea of having a bunch of people act wacky at once with a costume, and I collaborated with this other artist. His name is Fritz Donnelly, and we called it looping. And we'd meet at a certain place in the public at a certain time, and we all act crazy and see what the response was. And it was just pure improv. We were embarking our inner child, and it was an experiment. We did it for a year and a half, and then I got tired of it. I just didn't, but the finale was that we did it in an art gallery where we're all naked, and then in NoHo, and then we walked out on the street and we were naked in public, and the cops came and none of us got arrested. It was exhilarating because all this time I thought you would get arrested for being naked, but you don't, as long as you're connected to some kind of art form. Another time I did it as an individual, but I got body painted by this painter artist named Andy Gullub in Times Square, and I was performing in the body paint. I was pure naked, and it was shown on CBS, not in positive light. This guy thinks he's American, but he is not. But I was like yelling freedom, art. I was being silly.
A naked guy runs around here in Times Square for most of the afternoon like a wild man, uninhibited and unimpeded. Tourists and natives and children getting a naked performance, whether they like it or not, as police keep their distance.
If it's art, it's legal.
The nude man, who may well not be on solid legal footing, identifies himself as Matthew Silver of Brooklyn. His partner and painter, Andy Gullub, says this mad mirth is all about being free, not making money.
I'm not like a good, I don't have the good jokes. I don't have good timing. I don't have patience for my memory. My memory is real slow. So I've decided I'm a source of the divine, but we all are. But that's what I'm trying to tap into, the divine.
Right on, man. I love how you're in the moment, and that's awesome. And I do love the art vibe too. Like there's I saw the one sketch where you got like a little guy walking you around. You're like an alien on a leash, and you're all fully painted. Is that what you're talking about? Was that the full body paint, or is that another time?
Well, I wasn't naked then. I had shorts on.
Okay.
The naked time was in Times Square with Andy Gullub. That artist was his name is Tyler. He's the performance artist. He performs at like I don't know, the late night theater places.
Okay.
That do a lot of burlesque and stuff.
Cool. Now, when you get people together and you want to collaborate, how do you pitch your ideas to them? Like take me through it. Like if you wanted to pitch me on something and say, hey, here's what I want you to do, and here's what I'm going to do.
I use social media, to find outsiders, or something like I'd use my Instagram, I use my Facebook, I'd use Craigslist and just find people that are interested. or, you know, it's people I meet over time, you know.
My critters, my crawlers, my creepers. Brooklyn has become too clean. Too clean. You remember the old days? Like rats. We used to come right out of the toilet and scare the bejesus out of people.
Now, also, I wanted to talk to you because right now, you're very mellow and you're like, your normal self. How long does it take you to transition into the character or into stand-up mode? Like, is that a process, or is it something you can, like, if you went to stage right now, you could just boom, become that guy?
I guess it's like that, you know, but if I were to do a stage, there's people, right? So there's a little fear. So that fear that I feel, I try to milk the fear as energy and transmute it as a performance. Outside on the street, I would breathe a few times through my nose, and I'd move like this, and the blood will get flowing, and then I'm in the mode, you know?
Yeah, because I'm similar to that. If I'm doing any performing, I'm kind of myself, but once the on-air light hits, so to speak, or they call action or whatever it is,
You take it serious.
yeah, then all of a sudden, boom, you're in, and you're
in.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yes. So I also love some of your philosophies. I love the wheel of sorrow that I heard you talking about.
The wheel of sorrow.
Is it the wheel of sorrow or the wheel? I got it wrong. There was like
the wheel of samsara.
Yeah.
I don't know about the wheel of sorrow. I've mentioned the wheel of samsara before.
That's the wheel I'm talking about. That just shows you how dumb I
am. No, you're not dumb.
Samsara as a concept calls upon one to examine what is truly important in life. In other words, it raises the question, what is ultimately meaningful if everything is ultimately impermanent?
But the wheel of samsara basically is the whole idea that we are alive and then we die, but in your lifetime, you get happy and you get sad. I mean, you equal happiness to living and sadness to kind of like a death. I don't know, it's like you're after things, and then you get it, and then you're unhappy. It's like where the whole way of living is like, I'm not happy until I get what I want, and then you get what you want, and then you're still not happy. It's a wheel of samsara. It keeps pulling and chugging at you. You keep spinning around in this, in your own, being your own worst enemy. It's like Will Smith, you know.
That's great.
I mean, he kept getting whatever he wanted. He was a king. He was in movies, he was his top, and boom, boom, he was about to win the Academy Awards. And then all of a sudden, I don't know. Then all of a sudden, he hit a brick wall. For the better, you know, that will definitely, if he chooses to slow down now and take a breather, that will enlighten him. It's not like all the good things of what he's done has gone and disappeared. Now he can choose to, like, I mean, symbolically, he made a mistake and he did something violent, but it's not like a too violent. It was a slap. You know, now he can say why violence is not a good thing, and he could be the spokesperson for enlightenment of the planet, you know.
Yeah, he could definitely turn it around, and I think, like you said, it forced them into a little bit of a break from that wheel, and and I think I think we're all in that. Like, is any of us? How do you stop the wheel from spinning? You can't, right?
Well, according to the Buddhas, you can get to Buddha consciousness, and then you're off the wheel, and meditation. Or I don't know, you just see the wheel spinning, and you instead of getting sucked into it, you just see it as part of life. It's this game. It's just this game, you know. It's easier said than done, because a lot of times, I mean, once you call life a game, people will maybe take offense to that, because, you know, you got to make money, right? You got to make money, and money, if you're in need for money, you're like sucked into that wheel. It's like very hard to get off. But
and social media probably makes it
according
worse.
to the Buddha, there's always a way. I don't know. Maybe the Buddha's full of shit, you know.
No, I don't. I think Buddha's right, and I think you know, we designed ourselves to be on that wheel more and more. Like, I think, you know, like social
you
media,
know,
getting those likes. Yeah.
No, keep going. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, social media, getting the likes, getting people to, you know, constantly to, you know, tell you, you know, validate you, is all part, is added on to that wheel of riches. You don't want just it's more now than just getting, you know, money and fame. Now you want likes and this and that and the other. You want you want to get so many views on your TikToks and things like that, you know.
Yeah, we are creating a society that makes sure that we stay on that fucking wheel for the rest till we're dead. That is in a way, that is what I thought my purpose was. Is I want to break the pattern so I can break everybody off the wheel. Like but the reality is I myself am on that wheel. So if I can't get off that wheel, then I can't really get anybody else off the wheel.
Accept yourself. Love yourself. Accept yourself. Love yourself. It starts with you. It starts with you.
But at the same time, it's not like I've given up, you know. You know, I keep performing. Every time I'm performing, I'm like, I'm gonna break the code. I'm gonna break the consciousness of, and if anything, people find my performances unique or different, like something they've never seen before. So I'm sticking to this path and seeing how far I'll go with it, you know.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I love what, like I said, what you've been doing in your career up until now, and now you're taking it to the comedy stage more and more. You've been hitting the open mic scene in Manhattan. How is that going, and how have the audiences been receptive to you?
Well, there's like two types of open mics. There's the open mic where you're only performing in front of stand-up comedians, which are hard. That means it's hard to entertain them because they're all in their own head about their act. So those open mics are hard, but what you do get from those open mics is you get experience. And at the same time, I've weirded out a few stand-up comedians. Like, this is not stand-up comedy, you know.
Don't blame me for letting it out. Don't point the finger at me. I'm innocent. I'm just doing my best. I'm doing my best. But you could do better. What do you mean I can do better? I'm doing my best. But you could do better. But I'm really trying to do my best.
And then the other ones is there's an audience for the open mic, and I just did a few of them. Like they bring in a real audience, and it ended up being really funny. I was impressed by myself, you know. It was good practice for the audience, and I feel confident that I can do a real audience if I was given the reward. The reward is stage time in front of a real audience. That's a real reward. And then, you know, along the line, you hope that you'll make money, but
Yeah.
it's very difficult to make money. But
This is a show, man. This is real. This is what's happening now. Do you see me? Do you see me? Do you see me? Yeah. Finally, Jesus Christ. What the hell is wrong with you guys?
How are the other comedians accepting you, and are you finding a camaraderie amongst the comedians, or are they resisting you because you are you are different?
a little bit of both. I get some, I get some, they like me, and then some are, think I'm crazy.
Well, you have like to me, like
they think I'm like crazy, like this performance artist crazy, like very emotional, you know. I mean, I am emotional, but I'm also, you know, you could tell I'm a very mellow person too, you know.
yeah, for sure. And on your stage presence, it seems, I don't know if you know Rick Shapiro, if so you have a Rick Shapiro vibe, and Andy Kaufman, obviously you've been compared to him before, but you do have, and those guys were originals. Talk about code breakers. If you ever watched Rick Shapiro comedy, or Andy Kaufman, or any of those guys,
I've never watched Rick Shapiro.
yeah, you should check him out for sure.
Write him down.
He definitely could has that vibe, but so you come from that line, that kind of lineage of code breakers, but you're going beyond, like I see where the comparisons of like Andy Kaufman would come from, because they're the only ones that is there to compare you to. You kind of definitely have an original take on everything, and I think it's refreshing in a way, because it's not the standard, it's not the same. You are breaking the code, and for anything, it's you know, hold your interest. People are like, what is this guy, what is he saying, what is this? And then, you know, you add, from the stuff I saw already, you add in a lot of the street performances in there. You do like the and all that stuff. But I think too, you know, that 5 minutes or whatever time they give you is totally, you have them captured. You have the people's 100% attention in those times. I don't think people are having conversations amongst themselves at the table when you're on stage at open mic.
I'm not perfect, and neither are you. If you strive to be perfect, you're a fascist or a communist. You could be either. I don't give a fuck. Liberal, Republican, it's all vocabulary from the media to fuck us up big time. They want to rape our minds with bullshit. I hate them. Them big, elite, rich motherfuckers. There's only a few hundred of them. And I'm gonna make each and every one suck my little dick. And I'm gonna enjoy it too.
I don't know. You know, the open mics with the stand-up comedians, they're cruel. They are looking at their phone like right away.
Oh yeah, those are different. But when you have an audience up there, I think like an audience that comes in to see you, I mean, comedians are jaded, and comedians might not always, they might not buy in 100% of what you're doing, because that's just comedians. They're, you know, they're haters in a way. They want to be everybody's trying to shine, and everybody wants to be the best one. And then, and then they see somebody going up there breaking the rules, doing it completely different. It could threaten them a little bit. And they also know you're going to steal the thunder, because like I said, when you get up there, it's what is going on? Like, people are watching.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to agree with you.
And I don't think if anybody watches you and thinks that you are trying to be Andy Kaufman, I don't see that at all. You're your own. Yeah.
Like you said, yeah. I'm not trying to be Andy Kaufman.
Do you have any comedy heroes, or who inspires you, and where's your influences come from?
Andy Kaufman.
You stupid. You are so stupid. Everybody's stupid. Get out of my chair, meathead. You go in the dingbat, get into the kitchen making the food.
Steve Martin, Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Bill Murray, and then these performance artists, Jack Smith. He's unknown, but Jack Smith, and then Alejandro Jodorowsky, who's a filmmaker, but he's also a performance artist. And
Awesome.
then David Lynch, which he's a famous filmmaker. So I'd say that's a good amount of people. Robin Williams, of course.
Oh yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Great.
I don't know. I mean, the only ones that make me seem a little bit different is Jack Smith and Alejandro Jodorowsky. The others are very. They were very much during the 80s and the early 90s. It was like the whole, I guess SNL brand of wackadoodle, the original wackadoodles.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Well, like I said, Matthew, I love what you're doing, man. I love your whole message. I love, love is the answer, love farts, or everything that you embody. Do you have any messages, any final words for anybody watching this right now?
You just as you get older, it's like you'll manage to do certain things in your life, and it'll be exciting, and then it'll pass, and then you'll be like, what do I do now, right? What do I do? So I guess it's just like you pick up a new rabbit hole to dig in. That's it. Like, I had a friend, he got married for 9 years, and then they divorced, and he's like, what do I do now? And it's just like anything you pick in life, it'll go up on it, and then you either decide to continue it, or you decide to do something different, or you decide to just lead a peaceful, humble life. You don't have to do anything. You just live life one day at a time. And that is, every path that anybody chooses is pure enlightenment, Just
Awesome.
because I chose the performance path, you know what I'm getting at. Sorry.
No, I love it, man. I love it, man. Sorry I interrupted you on that. That was a great.
That was enlightenment right there.
Right
Everything. Yes. Right on. Thank you.
You're the best, man. They tell everybody where they could find you, follow you, when your next performances are, and all that good stuff.
Matthew Silver, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Just search Matthew Silver. I'm there.
Awesome, man. We got to get you out to Long Island one of these days. Get you at Governor's and on a stage over there with an audience.
I would love to.
Yeah, man. Well,
Will you do shows in Long Island?
Yeah, we do shows at Governor's Comedy Club. We have the Giggle Room over there.
So this is part of Governor's.
Yeah, this goes through Governor's Comedy Club on their YouTube page and stuff. So So you rock, Matthew. Thanks so much, man. Enjoy the holiday weekend, whether it's Passover, Easter, whatever you celebrate, or if anything at all, and just enjoy the Sunday, man. It's a great day. Great
You
to be alive.
too.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Take care, man.
Take care.